You've got this perfect, enormous, literally brand new pipeline going all the way from Russia to Germany on a silver platter. And 2 days before the war, remember, before the war, there was no Russian invasion. The Germans say, you know what? We don't want this. We're going to tear it up. Actually, I'm pretty sure the Germans wanted it, but their masters in New York and Washington told them no. So they completely discarded this brand new pipeline, and then they slap Russia with not one, not two, but 5 rounds of sanctions. And then they wonder why the Russians are, after 6 months, right, cutting off the gas. After 6 months. And even before, they were twisting things in such a weird way. Like Russia would say, we're not going to charge you extra. It's the same price, what we agreed on. Just pay us in rubles because you guys keep stealing our money when it's in your banks. So now you're going to pay us in our currency in our banks. And then they say, oh my God, Russia's cutting the gas. No, you didn't pay. Like, what do you expect? Free gas? I don't know any country that gives free gas. I know imperialists would love, they salivate at the prospect of free oil and gas. They love this. It's a dream come true. But no, sadly, I don't think that Putin and his Russian playbook, I love this phrase, they have free gas written in there. I'm sorry, they don't. So the way they twist things, you already know that these people are not being truthful. There's something wrong with them, in the media and these EU politicians. So there's something wrong there. And I told you, man, look at these prices going through the roof. That's going to hurt everyone. And now it's the losses are so big, they're so tremendous that even with the government help from the French government, from the British government, from the French government, all of these countries, you saw collectively it's about $500 billion worth of aid that they've given to households and businesses in Europe. Even with all of this help, the French and Germans still have to go and bail out their energy giants because of the idiots that they are, because of their stupid sanctions on Russia, which have completely backfired. I mean, this is another thing I wanted to say, which is, when we talk about who's winning the war, it's very easy to look at a map and say, oh, well, Ukrainian troops took this much territory. The purple blob is getting bigger. Obviously, they are winning. Yeah, sure. Those are territorial gains. But you don't fight a war just on the battlefield. You fight economic warfare. I mean, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but they are doing it. It's a fact. They are fighting economic warfare against Russia. And are things going the way they planned? No, not really. It doesn't mean sanctions don't hurt. They do. But the ruble is up. It's the best performing currency of the year. The euro is in the trash, right? The pound is at its worst in like 25, 30 years, something obscene like in the 1980s. It's the European governments that cannot afford to pay for the energy because they willingly, stupidly cut off their main supplier for no reason whatsoever, and they're losing this game. So when we talk about who's winning the war, you should look at the economic dimension, and in that dimension, I would say that it is not going the way the Europeans planned it, just putting it mildly. This mobilization, the referendums, that's another dimension. Always think of the economic one. That's very important.